By asking, do you think we're paying enough attention to the unemployment problem in Nigeria?
I don't think we are. I think the unemployment situation is dire. We have an unemployment rate of between 20 and 25%. Youth unemployment rate, very importantly, is about 50%. Female unemployment rate also has been ignored for many years, and that's about 50% as well. So when you look at the different segments of unemployment as well as the total unemployment, it's just not something that we're putting enough weight on. Also, Nigeria is predicted to have a population of over 400 million by 2050. So we need our leaders, we need the government, we need the incoming president to focus on not just solving problems for today, but solving problems for tomorrow. So with a growing population, of course, it's going to directly affect, the demand and supply of jobs. They need to start to focus on those things now so that people can have better futures.
All right, but as we finish the election cycle, as we're heading into it now, but let's look into the future and look at May 29, when we're handing over power. And what do you think would be some of the quick wins that an incoming administration can focus on to get this going?
Yes, I think, firstly, when you look at a lot of developed countries, they grew exponentially when they started to empower small and medium-sized enterprises. So with a growing population that is growing in multiple rates per year, it's important to empower small businesses, give more access to loans, make it more transparent and clear how people can get loans without nepotism, without knowing someone in the bank. Let them have a clear access to finance, because if you're able to empower 1 million people to set up small companies that can employ 5 people, you've gotten jobs for 5 million people. So that's important. We need to focus on the smaller businesses. That's one of the things. Also, vocational trainings are very important. There's been a lot of focus and a lot of drive towards white-collar jobs. And it's impossible to have enough white-collar jobs for the amount of people that are looking for work. And many of them don't have the educational background. Now, instead of pushing people more and more into tertiary institutions, into being graduates, not everybody can be a graduate. We have to focus on vocational trainings for youths so that when people graduate from secondary school level, they can start to train as a chef, as a designer, as they can go into carpentry and so many other different services, even retail sector. And these are sectors that are now worth billions of naira in Nigeria. You can make a nice dress and sell the dress for 60,000 naira if it's beautiful. We need to push for our youth to learn these trades and start to build their own futures.
So a firm focus on skill development is what you're also trying to push at as well.
Absolutely.
What about preparing for the skills for the future?
Yeah, so we need the government to support those kind of trainings. We need training schools within hospitality. We need training schools within retail, within fashion, within carpentry. We don't have enough of those things. Empower was a fantastic initiative, and it's still going on. But it's maybe touched the lives of 500,000 people. That's a big number. How can we scale that up, create more initiatives as such, and in less technical, shall I say, industries? So Empower is focused on technology and then agriculture as well, and construction. We need to expand that into hospitality, into fashion, into other types of industries that are more creative, because that's where you'll find that a lot of the youths are being interested in. All
right, I'd also like to look from the trade policy perspective, because we look at the kind of goods that we're importing into the country. Yeah. Do you think this affecting, because some of this could have been locally produced, so we're more or less importing the jobs that we could have had?
Absolutely. And I think that the onus is for us in Nigeria to market our goods, to show that we can also deliver the same quality. We have the skills, the youths have the skills, and the older people too have the skills. We just need to be empowered, encouraged, and supported, and properly managed as well. So when people ask me, being head of Joblink, are our youths employable? I say yes, definitely they are. The problem that I find is more with supervisors and managers in companies. So when you go abroad, or when you look at some of the top companies in Nigeria and you see very good service, people doing things on time, everyone is punctual, everyone is well dressed, it's not just a function of the people they employed, it's more a function of the time and investment they made in training. So we have to make sure that we're able to train people, supervise them so that they can deliver quality products and then begin to compete heavily and even, creates more of a supply for their type of goods than imported goods.
But do you think that there's a disconnect between policy of government and then the youth?
Yes, I believe there are, and that brings me also to a very good point. I was reading some of the manifestos, and a few of the future presidents mentioned that they want to seek out the best and the brightest people, which is great, and start to involve them in government, start to involve them in politics through internships, through fellowships. That's important, but we need to make sure that nepotism stops. You know, give the youths a chance to apply, you know, for jobs within government, to shine. I was asked to join a British Council global initiative where they sought out the best and the brightest from around the world. 15,000 people applied and they chose 50. It's called the Future Leaders Connect program. And they invested a lot in us. We went to the Houses of Parliament. We went to Downing Street. We did a special course at Cambridge University. We need to do that in Nigeria as well. Let's seek out the best and the brightest on our coast and start to connect them with executive appointments, with fellowships, with internships, so that we're leading the country. And that type of disconnect that we see right now between the government and policies and the youth will start to become eliminated as we get these people also in leadership positions.
But if we do the numbers, you know, if we only look for the best and brightest, it means we're leaving a huge chunk of people behind.
Yeah, but we have to do both. You know, we have to, and that also creates motivation. So it's not about degrees. It's just about being able to award people who show excellence in their field so that other people too can aspire to also be part of that. So we need to do the vocational trainings for everyone. We also need to select and pick very good people and promote them and showcase them so that other people have something to aspire to. If all of the leaders that I see are above a certain age range, well, is that very encouraging, you know, for the youths? No, you want to be able to say, well, I want to be like her, I want to be like her, and this person you're, you know, talking to or talking about is only about 10 years older than you or 5 years older than you. I think that would be very motivating for our youth to see as well.
All right, then we'll